Bulgaria is a democratic country. It's a close friend of the United States, a NATO ally. We recognize that, but they have significant problems with corruption. And the Magnitski sanctions, I think, underscored that and put a spotlight on it. So it's an opportunity for the leadership to make significant progress and change, and that's what we're looking for. I was optimistic with the conversations we had, but clearly we're going to be watching the progress to see whether, in fact, they make progress on dealing with corruption. It affects our abilities to make investments in the country. It affects so many different aspects of trying to strengthen the ties between Bulgaria and the United States. After that was enacted, it was so successful, I started to work immediately to make it global, because making it clear that those individuals who violate human rights and are not appropriately handled by their own country, they should not have the privilege to visit other countries or use our banking system. And it's been a very effective way to not only name and shame, but to limit the value of corrupt officials, what they can make out of their corruption. I think it served as a wake-up call that what's happening in Bulgaria with corruption is very much being viewed internationally as a problem that needs to be dealt with. The fact that the individuals were sanctioned is important, the companies were sanctioned, because that has specific impact, but the view that Bulgaria needed a Magnitsky sanctions showed that they have a lot of work they need to do with systemic issues, not just the issues involving the specific individuals and companies that were sanctioned. Well, we think any systemic challenges on corruption, on independent prosecutors, on funding the institutions that are critically important for good governance, all threaten democracies. So every country needs to improve. In Bulgaria, we have specific areas that they need to deal with. We are looking at the United States improving the global focus on institutions that are important to have in place to fight corruption. There's legislation that's working its way through the Senate that would give more strength to our missions to help countries identify areas of improvement. So we do think there are specific issues in governance here in Bulgaria that needs to be dealt with. As far as media freedom, that is a significant issue. Reporters Without Borders have rated Bulgaria among the worst, certainly in the European Union. So that's an area that really needs to be attention. And by the way, we mentioned that with the leaders here, and they acknowledge that they have to be more aggressive. There's been efforts made by the government at times to try to control the media. That's not a good thing. And I've been told it's very much connected to the corruption issue. So these are related issues. And we have met with minority communities. We met with the Roma community. It's very clear that the challenges of integrating the Roma community in Bulgaria has not been met to any satisfactory level at all. Their inability to own their own property, their inability to live in reasonable conditions, to have safe water, sanitation, etc., for their children to be able to attend schools. All that is at a totally unsatisfactory level in Bulgaria. So it's an area that we will continue to monitor.